if you have got a trigonometric equation, if you solve it until you get sine x equal to a, where a is a ratio, okay? When you want to solve for x, you take this sign to the right, you end up having up sine a. Okay, I expect everyone to be aware of this part by now, even from your grade 10. Then we add this k times 360. Now, why do we add the k times 360? If you're paying attention to what I was doing here, okay, I'm sure you saw that I was adding that. There was when did you do this? When did you do this? Okay, I added that. Okay, then there was a time, let's see, for this one I added minus 360. Minus 360. Okay, it's fine if I added minus 360. Here I added 360. Right? So I added 360 minus 360. Now, because of that, when we are dealing with the general solution, okay, we add this part here, k plus 360. But the k must be an integer, which means if k is an integer, like say, for example, if k is 1, means this will be plus 360. If k is minus 1, this becomes minus 360, which is what I was adding without the general solution. So this part here, it caters for all the possible angles that you can get for any reference angle. But k must be an integer. So this, you have to write this condition, that k is an integer. Okay? So the whole formula from here, x equal to shift or up sine a plus k360, where k is an integer, it's a formula. Okay? It helps you to determine all the possible solutions of any trigonometric equation for sine. Okay? But you also need to be aware that this angle here, it has got a corresponding angle based on the sign of the A. If A is positive, it means sine is going to be positive in the first and second quadrant. So this will be the first quadrant angle. Then you need to get the second quadrant angle. You subtract the first reference angle from 180 degrees. And then you get 180 minus shift or up sine A. Then you add the K360, but you make the K an integer. Again, you do that to get all the possible solutions, depending on the interval given in the question. Okay? So these two will help you to determine all possible solutions. Okay? They help you determine all possible solutions. Always remember that if the ratio for sine is positive, it means you are going to have a reference angle from the calculator, which is in the first quadrant. Another one is in the second quadrant. If the ratio is negative, when you use your calculator, you get an angle in the third quadrant or the fourth quadrant or vice versa. So that's why we have got two general solutions for sine. Well, sine is positive first and second. Sine is negative third and fourth. So we need those two general solutions. Okay? Then let's move on to cos. Now when you solve a trigonometric equation, if you get here in terms of cos x equal to a, right? Now again, because cos is positive in the first and fourth quadrant, now to cater for the two angles, we put plus or minus. The reason why we put plus or minus is because if I give you, remember, this up cos A is an angle. Don't forget that, it's an angle. Why are you laughing? Alright. This up cos, it's an angle. Don't tell me that you don't know that because a great teacher taught you this.
Yes, I know that.
Yeah. So if I put plus or minus, means we have two angles. One is negative, the other one is what? Positive. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. The plus or minus means you have two angles. One is positive, the other one is negative. So let's say you find your arc cos A. Let's say it's 30 degrees when it's positive. It means the second angle, which is negative, is going to be minus what? Minus 30. In which quadrant is 30 degrees? In which quadrant is minus 34? Do you see that formula will cater for both first and what? First and fourth quadrant. Because sine is what? So cos is positive in the first and the fourth quadrant. Okay? And also be aware that this angle, it has a corresponding positive angle to it, which will be minus 30 plus 360. Now, the beauty about that is the general solution caters for that positive angle by this part here, k times 360. Okay? This part here, it will cater for that positive angle which is in the fourth quadrant. Okay? Then your k must be an integer. So we have got two general solutions here for cos. Okay? Then for tan, now tan, it only has one general solution. Okay, the reason is because an angle in the in the first quadrant, okay, when it's positive, it has a corresponding one in the third quadrant. So if you know the acute angle in the first quadrant, if you want to get the one in the third quadrant, you just add 180. Okay? Also, if you know a negative angle in the second quadrant, if you want to get the one in the fourth quadrant, you just add what? 180. That's why it's like that. So the general solution for tan is tan A plus K 180. Be very careful here because you can make a mistake of putting 360. Once you do that, your whole solution goes haywire, comes wrong. Okay? So for tan, be extremely careful in that K times 180. Okay? I have seen learners putting K times 360. Okay? So be very careful. So this formula, they are called the general solution. Okay? They are used to determine all the possible solutions to any trigonometric equation. Okay? Then, but there was got a question if I move on to example. Yes?
Oh, sorry, you said cos has 2.
Yeah, cos is 2 because of the plus or minus.
So you're not equating it, just plus and minus.
Yeah, what you do, okay, there are two ways of doing it. Either you can write the way that I wrote it, or you can split it up. Write as x equal to arc cos A plus k360 where k is an element of z. Then the other one will be x equal to minus arc cos A plus k360 where k is an element of z. Okay, but I combined them. Okay, but there are two. Please don't say this is very easy. When I do an example, you will wonder, you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, let's move on to an example. Right, because of what happened last time, let me do an example. Right, I'm going to clear this whole page. Okay. Number one, is sine x minus 16 degrees is equal to 0.616. Right? Now we want to solve for x. Okay, we want to find the general solution. Okay, that's the objective of the exercise. We are not solving for x. I want to emphasize that. We are only finding the general solution. But if the question requires you to find the value of x, then you carry on after finding the general solution. So you are finding the general solution. So the next step will be to say x minus 16 degrees. This is a grade 10 trig equation. It will be arc cos 0.616 plus k times 360 degrees, where k is an element of z. Okay? What is arc cos of 0.616? What is the angle here?
So 38.02.
38.02 degrees plus k times 360, where k is an element of z. Right? You need to carry on writing k is an element of z. If you don't write k is an integer, your answer becomes wrong. Right? So here, we take the minus 16 to the right hand side. Your reference angle is this. That's the reference angle. It has got a corresponding angle in the second quadrant because it is positive. Okay? So let me just emphasize that this is the reference angle. That's your reference angle. Okay? So you get x equal to, if you add 38, that, you get 54.02 degrees plus k times 360 degrees, where k is an element of z. This is the first general solution. Okay? Right? This is the first general solution. With this general solution, you can get all the possible solutions of x. All of them. Depending on the interval you are given. Okay? Now, this is not the only one. Yes.
Where did the 54 come from?
If you take minus 16 to the right, you add this to the minus with the 16. Right, then I need to find another general solution based on a corresponding angle in the second quadrant to this reference angle. So that angle we subtract, we rewrite whatever is on the left hand. So write x minus 16 degrees is equal to, we subtract this reference angle from 180. Yes. Because I want to find the angle in the second quadrant which corresponds to it. So 180 minus 38.02 degrees plus k times 360 degrees. Your textbook uses n where there is k, okay? Your textbook uses n. I don't like n. It's fine. Okay, your textbook uses n here. I don't like the n. Okay, so this becomes x minus 16 degrees. So if you simplify, you get 1.
It's just, I 160.
It will be 1. What is 180 minus that? 141, what?
That's it.
141, 98 degrees plus k times 360, where k is an element of integers. Then you take this minus 16 to the right, you get x equal to 157.98 degrees plus k times 360 degrees, where k is an element of z. You know, I'll just share with you something. I can't.
Can you let us do this one like on our own?
I will give you your own example. Don't worry, I'll give you your own homework.
So give us 5 minutes.
Cos 2x. No, we don't have that time. Cos 2x equal to 0.789. 0.789. Alright? Now remember, this is cos. It has two general solutions. Now this is a very simple trig equation. We take the cos to the right, it becomes arc cos. So you're left with 2x on the left. That will be plus or minus arc cos of 0.79. 0.789 plus k times 360, where k is an element of z. Be careful of this. Okay? What is our cost of 0.789? What is the size of this angle?
That is like
Huh?
That's it.
0.91.
37.91 degrees plus k times 360 degrees, where k is an element of z. Okay? Now, I'm not done. I need to make x the subject. Okay? Now, it's very important for you to know this, that if you want to make x the subject, you divide this reference angle by 2 on this question, and you divide the k times 360 by 2. So you end up getting 2x over 2 is equal to plus or minus 37.91 degrees divided by 2 plus k times 360 degrees divided by 2, where k is an element of integers. Then it becomes x equal to plus or minus, that should give you 18.96 degrees plus, here you get k times 180. Okay? Now I want you to know that this general solution is specific to this question. Okay? It is specific to or unique to this question. Okay? So this will be the general solution. You can use, these are the general solutions because there are two. Now these two general solutions, you can use them to determine all the possible solutions of that trigonometric equation. Okay? All of them. If you are given any interval, whether it's minus 360 or 0 to 360, these two general solutions will help you to get all the solutions. If you do it right, you get your answers without any issues. Okay, so first thing, I'm going to rewrite the whole question. 2 tan 2x minus 10 degrees is equal to 10,67. The first thing, this is like a grade 10 trig equation. So we isolate the tan 2x minus 10. So I divide both sides by what? By 2. You get tan 2x minus 10 degrees is equal to 5, what? 335. 335. Okay? Then the next thing, we remove the tan on the left, we take it to the right, it becomes arctan. So you end up having 2x minus 10 degrees is equal to arctan 5,335. Because it's tan, I'm going to add k times 180, and then I'll say k is an element of integers. What is arctan of 5,335? So 79,38 plus k times 180 degrees, where k is an integer. Then you solve this now. You take the minus 10 to the right, you'll be left with 2x, that will give you 89,38 degrees plus k times 360 degrees, where k is an element of integers. Okay, I'm not done.
Yeah. Finding move to 360.
Oh, sorry, it's a mistake. Oh, sorry, it's a mistake.
always making mistakes.
You know why? You know why I made that mistake? Whilst I was writing, I started thinking about something else. All right. Okay. So let's make x the subject. Divide both sides by 2. Divide the reference angle by 2. We divide the k times 180 by 2. So we end up getting x equal to 40 what? 44,69 plus K times 90 degrees. Don't get surprised that we are getting K times 90. It is unique to this question. Okay, you can get even smaller angles here, depending on the question. Okay, as long as you're doing everything properly, then it's fine. So this is the general solution. Now, let's just do trial and error because I'm going to stop here for today. Let's say K was equal to 1. Okay? K was equal to 1. It means 1 times 90 gives you what? 90. 90 plus 44,69 gives you 134,69. That 134,69, put it here where there is x. You must get that. Okay? Put 134,69 where there is x. Do it. It's better you do it.
What number was it?
I say put 134,69 where there is x here. Right. Let's put k equal to 2. Okay? K equal to 2. Okay, let's put k equal to minus 2. If you put k equal to minus 2 here, you get minus 180. Minus 180 plus 44,69 is what? It gives you the negative of the previous angle. Negative minus 134,69. Now, put a negative angle.
180 minus 169.
You're asking
When did you get 134?
134. Right. I substitute, use trial and error. Remember, k is an integer, right? If I say let k equal to 1, it would be 1 times 90, what? 90 plus 40. So you can try it. I'll send you homework. Listen, I'll send you homework. If I don't do it today, I'll do it tomorrow.
Yes, it's not always the not always the